Yeah.
Hello, 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 and welcome to SportAches with your hosts K Noon, Smokey, and the Bean.
Yo. What's up, guys?
What's up? What's happening?
So we're
We
back
finally got
again.
to hear Bruin say hello.
Hey, my energy
I know. I was thinking that too the first time. Then Bruin gets to say hello. Welcome to the group.
It's a new year. Feel me? Chinese New Year.
Getting active, getting social.
Right.
So let's start talking Knicks talk. You know, they wouldn't be SportAches if it wasn't for the Knicks. All right, they wouldn't be SportAches if it wasn't for the Knicks, because that's where you feel that deep
I wouldn't
pain.
be so depressed if it wasn't for the Knicks neither, but that's neither here nor there.
So the Knicks they won. They just won their last game. They've won the last two games. You know, some people are they're optimistic about that. What do you guys say? That it was a big beating down of the Rockets, and they beat the Wizards. So what do you guys think?
Not too. Well, the Rockets. I wouldn't say it's a surprise by any means.
Undermanned Rocket team.
They're playing without Christian Wood. They're playing without Oladipo.
Oladipo, yeah.
So that's with a grain of salt. And also the Wizards, like as bad as they are, they were playing without Bradley Beal too. So back-to-back blowouts against undermanned teams. So I wouldn't look into those W's too much, but what I am seeing is some weird rotational minutes. I'm glad that Tibbs is finding a way to get quickly in the game with Rose rather than
He's experimenting. He's not just running the same cookie cutter lineups.
yeah, like I'm glad he's playing quickly at the two. That was really key for me. And
I think it took bringing Derrick Rose in, somebody you trusted at the one.
I just can't stand to watch Reggie Bullock continue play minutes out there while Kevin Knox is just rotting on our bench, just not seeing the light of day.
Pissing away a draft pick.
Yeah, I think it's time to move on from Kevin Knox and trade him.
I don't think it's time to move on, but if we're not going to use him, then it makes more sense to do it.
I mean,
He's about to be a free agent.
Isn't it his fourth year? Like,
Third.
I think it's, yeah, third or fourth. Either way, that's not good to have a guy in his third, fourth season just rotting on your bench, not even in the rotation. Like we were up 20 and we had Randall in. Like, why are you subbing in Julius Randle when we're up 20? That makes no sense to me. Leave Obi Toppin out there, get Knox in, like get the young guys out there. Why? What is there to play for at this point?
I mean, I also seen like tonight we seen flashes of Derrick Rose playing like good basketball.
Of course.
The pick and roll with him and Randall is something I'm kind of excited about because it's like you're almost forced to switch it with his speed and Randall's like ability to stretch the floor, which is like creating mismatches and getting other guys open. Kevin, what did you see?
I mean, what I've seen is the last couple games is starting to get me a little antsy, honestly, is the fact that RJ's just not really getting the same amount of minutes as he was getting before.
Yeah.
I don't know who's told them to stop, but over the last 4 games,
I can understand it.
The last 4 games, RJ hasn't crossed over 30 points. 30 minutes.
I can understand it from 2 aspects. One, when teams zoned us, like when the Heat zoned us, like we kind of had to not play him to compete. But especially with adding Rose, it's like they're not playing him because Rose isn't that great of a shooter to put another guy on the floor. But it's kind of like still walking backwards. Like
he's a better shooter than fucking Peyton.
Yeah, exactly. That doesn't make any sense because he's a better shooter than Peyton, and Peyton's a lot starting alongside RJ. If anything, I think RJ running with the second unit honestly would help them a lot more. He needs to be out there with quickly. He needs to be out there with quickly to be able to spread the floor. You can't just like run a zone because quickly is going to drain the three.
The ball up the floor too.
It's like Tibbs is trying to compete for the 8 seed rather than develop.
Which is dumb because they were winning games with RJ. So that just doesn't make sense that RJ would just go from being that guy to not wanting to let him.
But RJ is also in the slump right now too. So you understand
why? Against the Heat.
I mean, tonight he was playing good. 2 for 8. with nobody on, both of the games against the Heat, he was under 50% easy.
He had 4 rebounds, 5 assists on those 22 minutes though. He still helps in other ways though. Like that's the part that I'm surprised he's not getting on the floor for at least, because that's the reason that you were always able to just excuse him getting like 38 minutes a game.
But at the same time, why is Julius Randle getting checked in with 10 minutes?
Yeah, it was like 6 minutes left, and they're up 20 something. They're just stat padding him, and RJ doesn't get a minute. If he has to be like nursing an injury or something, right?
Julius Randle played up until
and they're not saying. I hope.
I don't think so.
He played until the 2-minute and 30-second mark today. And then that's when they put like Kevin Knox or whatever in the game. But I think
he should be getting a lot more play.
I think that the main takeaway is like you've seen Dennis Smith asked to go to the G League.
I mean, I guess we might as well just send Kevin Knox down.
I would be extremely supportive of sending Kevin Knox down to the G League to go play Miles Powell.
He would be murdering people in the G League.
We would actually be able to see him dribble the ball and dunk.
Like as a go-to guy.
Yeah. Shoot! He'd be so good. Why doesn't that happen?
I'd rather that than just have him sitting right on the bench.
Yeah. I've been saying that since last year when they're just not playing him. Why wouldn't you just send him to the G League? And Trier, I was saying about Trier. Trier's there now.
While we're on the G League, I think
a year late.
This is the best G League basketball I've seen in a while. Like I'm actually excited to watch some of the games now. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older and like I've seen
Ignite.
It's not. It's not excited to watch G League games.
No, I'm excited.
You're watching the G League Ignite games.
No, like even like I watched like some of the Knicks game the other day.
Okay, actually, yeah, I did watch a couple of Knicks games. We got some good prospects like Miles Powell. I still believe.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's because I'm older and I've been watching some of
Ignis Bradankis.
In high school. But like I've been a fan of Miles Powell since he was at Seton Hall. Like, he's a bucket.
Yeah, the guy.
I like his defense and whatnot.
Of course.
Yeah, in a tips rotation, he's not seeing the light of day.
I'm blanking.
Not a second.
But what's the European guy on the Knicks?
Iggy?
Yeah.
Canadian.
Ignas Brazdeikis.
Yeah.
Ignas Brazdeikis.
Him too. Well,
Brazdeikis, the guy.
Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's the bubble or it's the fact that I've just been home more, but it's good basketball. The Ignite team, Jared Jack, been putting shit up.
Yeah, Jared Jack. You got Jalen Green going crazy.
Jalen Green's just been showcasing his talent.
They just put up all three of the top prospects that they had. Daishen Nix, Kuminga, and obviously Jalen Green all had 20 today.
Averaging like 22, 4 and 4 or some shit like that, I think. Which is pretty solid.
I think even more. I think way more rebounds than 4. He had like 13 and 11 tonight.
Well, I don't know if that counts.
That was the first 2 games, I think, right? That's what it shows, the first 2 game stats and not the last one. Yeah, and he just had like 13 this game. He's getting all his big moves.
And I think we spoke about this off camera, but I think Jared Jack is like, and Amir Johnson, like some of the good players to put with them.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. I was like, Jared Jack is a great fit for that team, having a point guard. It's a vet, just a 3-point shooter, and then having a guy like Amir Johnson, just a defensive guy, rebounder. They're like the prototypical builds to play for these young guys to like develop. Like they could get it when they get accustomed to play with that.
They could get it while they have to, but they still give the youth room to grow.
Yeah, I like Jared Jack. I would have liked a bit better floor general for them because he's more of a score first kind of point guard. But
he's been dishing though. He's been dishing.
Yeah, of course, because he has the most talented team.
He was cutting shit up the first game. He had like 7.
Yeah, the first game he was shooting out the lights. He was like 9-9.
Like he couldn't be mad.
He was rating 3. He knew the scouts. He knew everybody. All the scouts was watching that one. He's like, I'm gonna get the contract.
Sure, the first G League game, he had to come out and ball.
He's going crazy.
But Kuminga's definitely, he looks the part of a top 5 pick. He's been balling out.
He looks like a top 5.
Insane athleticism, like scary. Like he's like a better version of Josh Jackson, who is also starting to get it going in the NBA gladly. I wouldn't
Yeah,
have
he is
wanted to
on
see
the
Josh
joint.
Jackson be a bust, but Kuminga
I
definitely
believe in
has like
himself.
all the credentials of a modern wing, and also Jalen Green. He's out there balling as well, showing off like that freakish explosiveness that one or one maybe three players in the draft might have.
It's
So
a good platform for like a lot of players who probably wouldn't be getting NBA.
yeah, I think this is gonna I think this is the start of the end for the NCAA.
I'm not even talking about just the Ignite team, but I think
Oh, it definitely is.
I'm talking about like the whole bubble as a whole. It's like it's a good platform. It's like
Yeah, it's cool. I like the bubble.
no
It's
disrespect.
bro.
It's not just a bunch of like seventh year like vets trying to stay around basketball. It's like a lot of young players trying to like get their feet wet.
I mean, this is what the G League is. They have their veterans like Brandon Ashley. He's been around the G League for a couple years now, but he's out there getting money with them too. Um, yeah, they built around these prospects. Isaiah Todd had a good game as well. Uh,
Yeah, 14, 4 or 5 shooting from three. He's really
yeah,
doing
so
his
this
thing.
is a great way to showcase talent, and the NBA probably has better. I would assume the NBA has better development than the NCAA.
I would hope so. Does it fuck?
Yeah,
Honestly, after from what I've been watching from the game, like Kuminga, he's showing a lot of advancements in his game, like a lot of polish to it.
But
He's doing a lot of jab steps,
like
a lot of
I
pump
understand the
fakes, he
college experience is
drop
cool. I understand the
steps.
college experience is cool and all that. But if you have the opportunity to make upwards of $200,000, play basketball and work on your game full time, not have to worry about like I mean I understand
yeah, you don't have to worry about school or grades.
You don't gotta worry about classes. That's such a difference. That's a huge difference. You're fully that's it's big. I think that these guys seem like how Daishen Nix is coming off the bench, right? And today he put up just 25, 8 and 6 with a block and a steal
Moses Brown
in
is
27 minutes, bro. He's doing his thing. Like Jalen Green did his thing. Jalen Green only played 23 minutes, and he had 21 points. He was doing 7 to 12 shooting, 2 or 4 from three. Kuminga, they let him play a lot of minutes. They let him play like 39 minutes today. He put 23 and
like
13, showing off he could do them both.
Yeah, he's probably the best two-way in the top five.
like Moses Brown is a guy he probably wouldn't see the floor like right away in the NBA.
Maybe
But
Mobley.
he's getting touches. He put up like 20 and 8
It's
tonight.
arguable. Oh yeah, but it was good to see Moses Brown get
I think
going against the Ignite too.
it's a way for like players with untapped potential to get down.
Yeah, if you look at Bean's shirt right there,
He's
former
Malloy went to school with Moses. Moses had
former
like a
former
nice
alumni.
20-point double against the Ignite game 2. He was
Yeah,
hooping. He was giving them that sauce.
he was showing off the versatility that game.
He was looking pretty
Also,
good. He's only 21. 7'2" at
It's
21.
just it's just his build looks so weird.
Like he's still not used to his body all the way. Like you could tell by the way he's
Yeah,
still playing. Like he still needs to like adjust to like that body. I don't know.
it looks like it's like a 5'6" person in like a 7-footer's body.
the thing I like about it too, it's not like when you go to like let's say if outside of like playing at Kentucky or like a power school, if you was to play like at a mid major D1, you're only playing really top level talent half of the time. You know what I mean? Like John
Yeah.
Morant's schedule wasn't as tough. Like these players are playing pro level comp every night.
Yeah, you're playing former NBA players trying to get back into the league who are
Like
hungry.
NBA
On
players.
top of other prospects
Not
as well.
like in college on a night at most you go up against like three guys who have potential of making like a D League or NBA roster, whereas the whole 15-man roster you're playing against in the G League is trying to
These
fight.
are bona fide hoopers.
These are pros. Like there's a difference.
This is harder comp. This is debatably harder
Outside
comp.
of the paycheck, there's a difference between
I
them.
don't
They
think
play a lot of prospects. It's not even debatable, honestly. Like if you look at just a team that like today they play the Raptors G League and they're playing Malachi Flynn, one of the top picks in this year's draft. And they're playing against Nick Stockis, and they're playing a couple guys who've been in the league, a couple names. So they're
they're
playing
they're
against
playing against Jordan Poole, who's getting money, Jeremy Lin,
yeah, like they're playing Nico Mannion. They're playing
Nico
against
Man.
guys who are on the two-way, like the first years and a bunch of rookies. So I mean, it's better comp. It's better comp. They're playing against a lot of vets, a lot of guys who've gotten NBA
Yeah, I
minutes.
think it's working. I think we're seeing it work right in front of us, and this
They're looking good. They're looking polished. They're looking
could be the
good.
start of big changes coming into how prospects get looked at.
Like they're looking, the kids are doing good. If the big three go out there, just they all put up 20. Isaiah and Todd put up 14 and 6. Calm. He's doing his thing too off the bench. Like they're looking pretty good. Like as
Eventually,
far
we
as
may see it.
prospects,
I want to see it expanded too, like more than one of these teams.
But I mean, I guess we could argue the point. The point of this is for like for these players to get polished and get called up.
they're
Like,
getting more polished and they're getting good tape for these.
And they're getting
teams.
paid
but the point is for them to get polished and for them to get called up to the league and like
and get paid.
this year
Get paid.
this year we've been seeing great basketball in the league too. Like the Suns and the Sixers are two teams coming into the year we didn't think would be this great and they had like an amazing game today. Who do you think has like a lot
I mean,
of
I'm pretty sure everybody thought the Suns would be a top 5 seed.
yeah, with Chris Paul, but who do you think has a lot of pressure on them this year to deliver?
You want to start off, Kev?
I will pressure to deliver. Like
Not
I
even
think it has to be the Clippers. It has to be the Clippers or the team that's like the team that honestly a lot of people thought that they were going to win it all last year. They didn't even get to play the Lakers. So everybody else missed out on that matchup. So that's something to look forward to this playoffs. They have a lot of pressure to just even get to that matchup. To even get to play the Lakers if they can.
Yeah, because they missed out on the
matchup,
Battle of LA last
and then they could again. The West is tricky,
could.
I could see them losing to the Jazz who are all rolling this season. I could see them losing again to the Nuggets in the playoffs in the series, bro. They're just not a great matchup for that team.
Phoenix is gonna be a tough out. Like they're shooting the 3-ball lights out.
Phoenix is gonna be a tough out too. Like there's a lot of tricky teams in the league, so they got pressure. I think that with that team, they traded their they traded their future for like the next
years, or 8 years or some shit like that to 2030.
Yeah,
like the next. It was like something like that.
Not to mention,
and then the fact that they traded away Shai Gilgeous too.
Yeah, future star.
They traded away Shai, so
and Danilo.
That's big.
And
Gallinari. So that's big. Those are big pieces. They went all in on PG. They gave they paid for PG in his fucking peak. That's like if you bought dog coin when it hit 8 cents. Like you bought it there and then it's just and now it's starting to shoot back up. Now it's like at 7 cents, but it's still not, there.
It's either now or never.
It's not, and that's what they decided. So they got to come through. I think they're the team that has the most pressure to win one. The Nets are a team that has a lot of pressure, you could say, because they have a super team.
They still have that quote unquote excuse of it was our first year, we can run it back next year.
This is their first season,
and,
just like the Clippers.
You didn't have an off season to build around them either.
Even though people could have said that about the Lakers with AD and LeBron's first year together, but obviously,
but they did have an off season to build around them.
They did have an off season, but PG was hurt, so they didn't get that much of an off season.
They were trying to get Kawhi.
Lua is still tough, but he's getting older. Like you don't have that many like.
Yeah, they're trying to move Lou well. They need a point guard. They need a starting point guard.
Tough. They really need Rondo.
I think Ibaka is an upgrade for them because now they're leading the league.
That is huge. That is big.
They're leading the league in 3-point percentage. That the spacing he provides for them is a world of difference.
I mean, the pressure is definitely there for them. I think for me, I would say Philly has like a lot of pressure on them to deliver this year. I don't know if I would say they have more than LA, but they definitely do have pressure. There's been questions about Embiid, like he came into.
Probably Ben Simmons has more pressure. I mean, actually, no, Kawhi.
Bro, I feel like Ben Simmons has never has Ben Simmons even played in the playoffs, bro? Like since Jimmy been there, since Jimmy was there, has he played?
That was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago.
Was that 2 years ago?
Yeah, bro.
That was like 2 years ago. Well, this was right before he went to the Heat.
He left, yeah.
The reason.
I forgot that was post Timberwolves.
The reason I say so, it's always they like everybody's been so critical of Embiid. Like you got to play back to the basketball. You got to be more efficient. You got to get in shape. Like there's been like a laundry list of like things And like I feel like this is the first year he's actually like saying like stepping up to the plate and saying I'm gonna deliver on this, this, and this.
Yeah, that's
Like
what I'm
this,
saying. It's like a lot of on Ben Simmons'
I don't
shoulders.
want to say he was lazy in the past, but this is the first year like he looks like he's getting after it on both ends.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh, he's going for it. And then Ben Simmons looks like he's a little more aggressive than he was in the past.
He does.
And I mean I don't know how much that has to do with them adding Seth Curry and Danny Green to open up the floor for him to slash. But they've been posting him a lot more this year, which I like. Like they've been playing him off ball. Seth Curry's been bringing the like handling the rock and then giving it to him in the post against like a smaller defender. Well, I think the pressure is there for them this year because they were like right there with with the Raptors in 2019.
Yeah, they were one game away.
But
They
that was
literally a shot away,
that
one
was
bucket
that's
away.
one of the situations that I always talk about. Like in sports, normally when you're like right there and you don't make it, a lot of teams like either panic trade or fuck up a signing or something.
They're waiting to pull the trigger. They've been shopping those boys all day.
They did not bring back Jimmy. That's where they fucked up.
They fucked up.
That's where they fucked up. They could have won it all if they would have just brought back Jimbo.
They could have brought back JJ too because JJ was playing great. Like,
I know they let Reddit go.
those were the two.
Should have kept those two. Ooh.
Because you bring in Al Horford, who's not a bad player, but you put him with two other guys who like posting up too. That's three players on the floor who wants to post.
But they weren't expecting Horford to have like such a huge drop off in the shooting.
Yo, dude, wait. Before we get to this, before we talk about that, before we even change topics, I'll say, do the Sixers beat the Warriors to the championship that year with Jimbo?
And which year?
That year with Jimmy. I think they do. KD was out, and then he forced his way back, and then he hurt his Achilles. He might have just.
Hold on.
Like,
if Clay doesn't,
I don't know what would have happened.
If Clay doesn't tear his ACL, they're not winning.
I still think they lose. If the difference is if KD is healthy, that's the difference, I think. And without that, Jimmy Butler is wrecking that, bro.
Yeah, and you can't hide Curry on the court at that game because
they got options.
Put him on JJ, and he's gonna set a pick for Ben Simmons every time. I don't know. That would have been a great one to watch.
That one would have been way better to watch. Oh my Sixers
watching Embiid. Wait, but that's contingent on if they had gotten past the Bucks, right? Because the Bucks was in the conference.
No, it was it was.
The Raptors beat the Bucks in the next series.
These were the semis.
The Bucks the Sixers would have beat them.
But this was basically the Eastern Conference.
That was the best.
I think either team would have beat the Bucks.
That might have been the most talented team in basketball.
Just look at what they did to the Bucks last year.
No, the Sixers were the most talented team that year. Because the Warriors you can't say the Warriors because they weren't really healthy, right? Because
they had the breakdown, but they still had KD.
They're still the best team in the league, though. They had KD, Kyrie, they had Clay, Curry.
I'm not counting KD on the team because KD was out since the Rockets series in the second round.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just going over the.
He came back. I mean, he played in the finals.
Yeah.
You saw he did the he did the dance. Pre-game, testing Achilles. Hey. But I mean, and you saw. So that means he was close. He felt good. Yeah,
just make your point real quick.
When you have another ring on the table, you're gonna go. But the point is, if they didn't blow the team up, they might have won. You never know.
I mean, yeah, especially with the way the Warriors broke down in that finals too. Yeah. But yeah,
they self-destructed, and that's
I definitely think Simmons has a lot to prove. Embiid is proving a lot. But yeah, Simmons also in Defensive Player of the Year talks too. So I mean, both of them are stepping up their game every year. I think
Doc Rivers is helping them a lot too.
Doc Rivers is definitely helping them elevate their game.
Defensive on that team, and he's opening up the floor a lot for Embiid to be great, like letting him.
Yeah, but the team has been a little bit inconsistent of late, even with their starting five. So
going
again.
Wait, Smokey, have you said the team that you think is
with
the most pressure? What team do you think?
The team I think with the most pressure on their shoulders are the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis has to deliver.
Giannis has to develop a competent 15-footer.
I think I've been seeing signs of it the last couple of games. He has been
Every year, he always has these hot
It has a pulse. It has a pulse.
yeah, like he's hit. I'm seeing him hit turnarounds and like pull ups from mid range.
Did
Like
you hear what Devin
if
Booker
teams are
said?
sagging off too much. He'll let it.
We all heard what Booker said. Oh, I felt he's like, I
Yeah,
felt good at that
that
point
was
when they
but
get
that
to
was like a
mid-range.
contested mid range too, and it was like a gross deep.
Well, he
too.
always has these flashes. Like he had the year he hit the 5 threes on LeBron, and he crowned himself the king, and then LeBron busted his ass the next game. Like he
I
always.
mean, yeah, but that was like literally one game in a chasm.
I think the addition of Holiday is big. That's what they lost with Brogdon, and they kind of got it back.
But yeah, Drew Holiday has been hurt of late. So, but
Bucks should have kept Brogdon.
yeah, like you
Bucks
see
should have
like
kept
little
Brogdon.
things.
That's
Like
another.
like as a fan, you're watching and you see these like championship teams. It's like one piece away, and
They kept Bledsoe. They should have
you
kept
see where they
Brogdon.
messed
And then
up.
they
You
traded
see
for
where they
Drew
messed up.
Holiday, who's just like Brogdon is honestly better than Drew right now.
Goes back to what I said.
I would not say that.
That goes back to what I said. When the team can't get over the hump 1 year, instead of running
Numbers say it.
instead of running it over,
No, they don't.
instead of running shit back, they always try to blow it up and do it again. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, but I think they needed Bogdanovich, and they struck out. And Milwaukee just needs to deliver with Giannis because time's ticking. Brook
Have the
Lopez is
pieces.
getting younger,
They have
so you're gonna lose Splash Mountain. You have Chris Middleton who's aging. Are you gonna keep him? Are you gonna move him? What are you gonna do with Middleton? It's interesting to see because
Giannis all that goddamn money. Oh my god!
if the Bucks can't even get to the conference finals this year, like at a minimum,
need
that's
to see
gonna
them
bring big issues. You're gonna have to make moves to keep Giannis happy. He just signed that supermax for 200 whatever mil.
He can still force his way out. We've seen it happen before. Like,
I mean, yeah, of course he can still force his way out.
He'll just start going to the strip club, eating a bunch of food, and getting out of shape.
Wear a
Trade him
fat
right
suit.
away.
Wear a fat suit.
Yeah,
I
they
forgot what
trade
he's
him.
doing. Whatever he's doing is genius.
He just got to start talking at the press conference crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know about these teammates I got. I don't think. We ain't getting it done. We're never gonna win one in Milwaukee. Oh, he would break the hearts of that state, bro.
We all name some good
They
teams.
ain't winning nothing.
I feel like
We
like
got
the haul they could get for Giannis
Wisconsin.
trade.
I mean,
Think about what you could get.
They'll get everything.
That is like the correct because think of like the Lakers robbed the Pelicans for AD. If you think about it, seeing what's happening now, like
I feel like nah, bro. How can you say that when they
compared to what the Nets had to give up for Harden?
Great. Bia's been playing
But
great.
they got Alonzo and his rights. They got Brandon Ingram, who turned into an all-star. They got Josh Hart, who's mad good, who averaged like 7 rebounds last year. And they had that 4th pick, right? What did they turn the pick into?
They got the 4th pick.
No, it was like the 8th pick.
Yeah, it was the Lakers had the 4th that year.
Oh yeah.
And then they traded it. They got the 4th, and they traded it, and then they got the those picks.
Okay,
they got like Okafor and some other thing. They got a lot. They had a good deal. If they would have got Kuz, that would have been OD.
Okay. But with all of that, would you consider the Nets under pressure?
I'd have to say they're still under pressure just because they got a super team. Like you have an excuse, but like your team is the craziest team on paper ever.
They still need to.
This is the craziest team on paper ever in their primes. No excuses. I mean, KD looking too good off the Achilles.
If they had kept
KD looking like the best one off the Achilles injury.
There's not a pressure to win a championship, but I think there's a lot of pressure to get out the East at a minimum.
At least.
I think if they had kept Jared Allen, that would have just
been. I don't think there's any way.
That would have been Yeah, they needed to trade Jared, but that's huge. Honestly,
they still have Dinwiddie who they can move.
Yeah, but they need defensive presence right now.
The Rockets, honestly, I feel like the Rockets.
And I think there's a plethora of options on the market that they could target.
Right.
You could go out and get JaVale McGee. Drummond might get bought out. He might get traded.
Think about all the offensive talent they can have on the floor at one time. Harden, KD, Kyrie, and Joe Harris on the floor at the same time, and just DeAndre Jordan rim running.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Yeah. If they
Fuck DeAndre Jordan. They need his replacement though.
if they can just muster up something resembling a solid defense, they could win it.
Yeah, they're like a piece or two away, and like give them an off season and forget it. The league is theirs, but
You want to talk baseball now?
All right, talking baseball. Moving on to baseball. Recently, well, the Mets been shopping for the third baseman. They're talking to the Reds and the Cubs, trying to see if they can get Suarez from the Reds, and looking to talk about Chris Bryant a lot. I guess they're not feeling confident in J.D. Davis, which is weird. He had a great 2019. He had a little bit of an off 2020, but I mean, you can't blame anybody. That was like a little half season. It's weird. That's all. I mean, the Mets they're looking all right. I don't know. I think they should just keep J.D. Davis, not do anything, but we'll see what happens. Justin Turner's on the market, re-signed for a hefty deal to the sign back with the Dodgers. And James Paxton signed with the Mariners, so that's big. 1 year, 8.5.
Going back to where he started, I mean, fuck James Paxton. Guy was injured every year since we got him. Like he I don't
Yankee fan over here.
I don't think he was around for a single playoff series. Like
I guarantee you, he balls out next year.
Yeah, I guarantee you, if not next year, it'll be the year after. But he's gonna.
Yeah, if not next year, the year after, he's gonna have like a low 3 ERA.
He obviously has the arm talent. He just couldn't stay healthy in New York, and it sucks that it didn't work. But wishing him the best in Seattle. Fuck off.
Yeah, I kind of wanted him for the Mets. Pitching, whatever. So I
heard Matt Chapman is also being linked to the Mets as well from the Oakland A's.
Oh yeah, Matt Chapman's in.
He had an all-star.
That'd be nice defensively.
All-star 2019. I don't know.
He'd be good. I trust him. He's a good player. But let's move on to football. J.J. Watt got released.
I hate that.
Yeah, didn't see that one coming.
Whoa.
I mean, you kind of
that's sad.
You saw him moving on, but to just
release him?
Yeah. He gave his heart to the franchise for like the past 11 years. He's pissed the nigga with like.
Honestly, I think that's probably them showing him the most respect. That way he can choose. Because instead, it's hard to move that contract. But this way, he can just
go
somewhere. You just go and do what
you gotta do. Want. I'm seeing him being linked to the Bills. That would be fantastic.
The Titans, the Steelers,
and the Browns too. Oh, the Steelers would be crazy.
The Steelers would be crazy. I think the Steelers that's the team that I think is the favorite. Him and his brother teaming up. That just makes the most sense.
Yeah.
He wants to go team up with the Watt Bros. It's the Watt Bros.
Or does he go to Cleveland to compete against
on the other side, hit Garrett and JJ Watt on the same line is like this.
That's insane. How do you stop that?
I'm gonna go a different route. Imagine him on the Rams.
Yeah, that they don't have any cap out there. They just took on Stafford's contract.
Crazy, because that would be similar to like. Well, I mean, they had.
You would have to be signing for the minimum.
But that would be crazy.
Yeah, they would probably have the best defense.
I would like to see him on the Colts too, because the Colts had like a really solid defense this year.
Yeah, they could use a pass rusher.
Yeah, because
who's the Colts' quarterback even about to be next season? Because didn't Rivers just retire, or I could have sworn.
They might trade for Matt Ryan. Maybe.
I've been hearing that, but
maybe Darnold.
The Colts had like a
maybe Wilson.
The Colts had a pretty solid secondary last year.
Spoiler.
Yeah, the Colts had a pretty solid secondary last year, and seeing Watt with them would just be great.
I mean, yeah, behind Darius Leonard, who's undebatably the best linebacker in football. That'd just be a very scary team.
Anywhere you want to go?
What?
Anywhere I said, do you have any destinations for him or no?
Steelers. That's
what I said. Steelers are a favorite, but my favorite, if I was a better man, I would say the Bills. Bill just came off a 13-win season. They need help on on their entire defensive front.
Or wait, before we move on, or if he goes up to New England, pairs up with they're
Yeah,
gonna get
I don't know. I don't think I
they'll
don't
get all
think
the
Bill's
defensive guys back.
looking into it. I don't know. We we
But
need a, we need a pass rusher desperately though.
That's what I'm saying. And you guys are gonna get like a lot of your guys back who
But at the same time, I don't think J.J. Watt is supposed to be your lead pass rusher at this stage in his career. I think him as a two option is best because he could still get you like 9, 11 sacks with as your second pass rusher. And that's
bro, but the way like
even
I mean
if you're
obviously
thinking single coverage.
he's like a guy you could plug into like so many different teams and it would work. Like I could even see him going to like the 49ers and like tearing shit up.
Linking up with Bosa.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's obviously a lot of places who couldn't use a pass rusher in the NFL. This is like the
I'm
second.
talking
This
about
is
like
the second most important position behind a quarterback.
at this stage in his career, he's probably chasing a ring more than he's chasing a bag. Like because they just bought him out that
I mean,
guaranteed.
did they buy him out? I thought that they just released him and
Yeah,
they
they
start to
released
pay
him.
that.
He gets his
And
guaranteed.
they have to still pay
Yeah,
that.
he gets his guaranteed pay, and then he's gone.
Okay. Russell
So
Wilson.
I think I think he's good. I think Steelers make the most sense.
Henry, you been hearing anything about Russell Wilson?
I think everybody's been
I've
hearing
been seeing
I've been hearing a lot.
there's a lot of talks that Russell Wilson's camp is very unhappy now in Seattle and would like to move on. Rob, what teams have you heard been linked? Because you're the one who's been hearing the teams heard he's linked to.
I heard the 49ers.
That was the first one I heard.
Yeah, the Niners were linked to Russell Wilson. So I doubt the Seahawks make a divisional swap.
Yeah, that'd be awesome to see.
But yeah, I heard I also heard the Jets were probably the most likely destination because he's complaining about how he doesn't get what's it called? I'm sorry.
He wasn't pass protection.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough say in the front office, and so on a team like the Jets who have the most cap, like he would have complete control and say of what goes down, who they pick up, and who they surround him with. So if that's what he was looking for, the Jets would be the most ideal option for him.
I mean, that's definitely not a bad option. But I mean, I feel like we talk about this every episode. I think the quarterback isn't the whole of the Jets need. Obviously, if you have a chance to sign a guy like Wilson, you go for it. But that's not the position that you know what I mean? That's like not their most pressing issue.
Sam Darnold's a good guy, yeah, but there could be a couple teams. I mean, there could be better. There could be.
The Colts, like you said,
I mean, Wilson is obviously way probably getting you like 3-4 more wins as a quarterback. I think.
Yeah, for sure.
I haven't heard much about this, but as you guys said, the Colts I would love to see that because they had a solid year with Rivers.
Yeah,
the Washington football team is a team that has a great defense, and I mean, just looking like
Cam Newton linked to go over there. I've heard rumblings,
but I mean, if they go a different route and try to go Wilson, they could have they're like a couple pieces away from having a very good team. I think honestly, if they get Wilson,
Atlanta.
No, I said
no. I'm just saying,
Washington.
What about Atlanta?
I feel like they're a lot of pieces away from being a competent team.
I feel like they can make this. They would make the swap. Like they give up like Matt Ryan and.
I feel like Matt Ryan wasn't wrong. I feel like Matt Ryan wasn't bad enough to be like, oh, if we just had a different guy in here, we'd be doing. Like the other teams are still. They were scoring. The other team what were the average? What was the average points against the Atlanta this year? Like 28-9.
Yeah, but the defense got better in the second half of the season.
Oh, actually, yeah, that was at the beginning of the season, but they actually did start tightening up. Didn't they beat the Chiefs? They beat the Chiefs this year, right?
No.
I know the Raiders did, and even if they did, I know the Chiefs lost Week 17 when everybody was benched, so that doesn't even matter.
But it's
that was against the Chargers.
If he was to go like. It wasn't Matt Ryan's fault, whatever, but they were losing a lot of like one possession games, like a missed field goal,
Yeah, they especially at the start of the season, they were losing a
Yeah.
lot of close
The
games.
first like 4 games,
A lot of big meltdowns too.
they lost like
Up
off of
big.
like mental areas over than skill.
Yeah, they were up big and let another team come back like
Oh no, they lost they lost 14-17 to the Chiefs. That's why. That's when the defense showed themselves. Nail biter.
So I mean, I want
I
to see.
don't. What is the likelihood they trade Wilson though? Is this fact or fiction at all? What do you think? I think it's fiction, man. I doubt Wilson is traded this offseason. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Bullets his way out of there. It's possible.
I've started doubting Watson's even getting traded at this point, man. They could like look at what Watson said. The team was just like, no.
Like the team said no.
It's like, you signed the contract? No, we don't have to.
I think I'm gonna go fact. I think there's a little bit of legitimacy. I'm genuine discontent with
It didn't become
Russell
serious.
Wilson.
Yeah, they're definitely he's definitely genuinely
It becomes
discontent.
more serious to me too when you're hearing him linked to other teams. Like we haven't really heard. Like we heard Watson was linked to the Jets or whatever, but it wasn't as blatant. Like the minute this Wilson news came out, they already started talking like 49ers. Like I feel like this is a little more pressing.
What about watching what did he add like to the Dolphins? Huh? Dolphins would be a nice little team.
I heard Watson wants to be traded to Dolphins in the.
I wouldn't mind seeing Wilson on the Dolphins either, but I just don't know how.
I feel like the Dolphins should be able to get one of these quarterbacks the easiest because they have a young franchise guy. They just flip Tua. Like Tua's worth at least the first.
Wait, so what you saying? It would be Tua and a first for like Wilson?
Probably like
Tua and whatever else they want.
There's gonna be like two first and like a third. Maybe. For if you're talking about Wilson, you're talking about top 5 guy. You're talking like this isn't Stafford. You're talking about Wilson or Watson.
Hey, watch your mouth. Talking about this.
Stafford's still a top 10 quarterback, I guess.
Yeah, they still had
still better than you.
They still had to give up
top
a
5.
lot. They had to give up a lot for Stafford.
But that's because they gave up for them to take Goff.
No, but they gave up so they could win now.
They gave up so they could get Goff off their team and off the books.
I mean, I guess, but not really.
He's gonna be great over.
That's what they said. That's what they said.
Like Goff is gonna be great over on this side. I just believe that.
Yeah, I think Stafford.
I can't wait.
They paid him. I think they paid.
Yo, wait, right here. All right.
Yeah, I can't wait for Goff to just prove he's complete doo-doo.
They paid him prematurely, though. I do say that.
Above or under 7 wins next season, Lions. Vroom, let's go.
Under.
I'll go under. We're gonna rebuild this year.
You just said we'll be fine with Goff. The only reason I said that you said we'll be fine with Goff. That's the only reason I
said he gonna be all right. I ain't say we gonna be good. I said he gonna be all right on this side.
Oh man,
it's not looking good.
It's not looking good. I still got to see what like Kenny Galladay and stuff does in free agency. Like
it's look bad for it's looking scary for Swift.
You guys don't franchise tag him. He's gone.
Facts.
Franchise tag is so annoying.
Bro, they gotta take that
get back
here. We got you going.
It fucks up the free agency. It's a bad foot.
It fucks up the pool. You can't even let them test their value. Like, come on.
If they had that in basketball, shit would not be this fire. LeBron wouldn't be swimming like.
Nobody would have been worried about Giannis leaving.
I mean, you can't do that.
I mean, but they still do technically have that with the restricted. Yeah, Lonzo's gonna text somebody, but he's bring back.
Yeah, but you can't do that to a 15-man roster too, because it's only like 2 guys you're gonna use that on every year.
Yeah, a 15-man roster versus a 53.
All right, Ken, was that it?
That about wraps it up. All right, guys. Thank you once again for watching. That is SportAches. With your host, Kane, with Smokey and the Bean. So stay healthy, stay blessed.
Yeah, man. IG, Twitter, YouTube at SportAches. Like, subscribe, and you can listen wherever you get your podcast at. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that.
All right, peace out, guys. Take care.